Hello, and welcome back to BioChef with Bailey and Mary.
Today we will be cooking fried rice, and we will be cooking with GMOs such as potatoes, rice, corn, eggs, and soy sauce. Other additional ingredients will include cooking oil and salt.
We know today's segment will be controversial due to the use of genetically modified organisms, but we will be discussing both opinions about these crops. While genetically modified organisms increase the yield of food and help prevent the passing of viruses, many people question these and are skeptical about them because scientists are still unaware of the full risks they might pose in the future. Scientists have tried to assess these risks by conducting experiments on animals and comparing the results between genetically modified organisms and non-genetically modified organisms. But a major ethical problem regarding GMOs is the question as to whether or not scientists that modify these organisms are trying to play God and use humans as their test subjects. For a serving of 6 people, crack 5 eggs into a bowl, add a pinch of salt, and whisk them with a fork. Add cooking oil into the pan and wait 3 to 4 minutes for the pan to heat up. After about 4 minutes, add the eggs into the pan and scramble them until they have reached a golden brown color. The chickens that laid the eggs were genetically modified so they would not contract the avian influenza and would not pass the disease onto humans who can be killed by it. They also have hormones inserted into them that let them produce larger amounts of eggs, such as the ones we use today. However, some risks involved are the health problems among chickens, such as bronchitis, weakened immune systems, and organ failure.
Next, we will mix the corn in the same pan as the eggs for approximately 2 to 3 minutes. GM corn is genetically engineered to last longer and be in a better condition than regular crops. GM corn can also resist harsh conditions like rough weather and weed killers. This allows for large amounts of corn to be produced, which are used in many products and feed millions of people. However, GM corn can be coated with chemical fertilizers, and the full long-term risks of GM corn are not yet known, but GM corn has spread all over the world. In addition, Bt corn can cause monarch butterflies to suffer health issues and have a higher mortality rate if the larvae are forced to eat only leaves dusted with high concentrations of Bt pollen. However, in reality, the concentration of Bt is not that high in plants, and larvae will not have to eat leaves only dusted in Bt.
Next, we will be preparing the potatoes. You can cut the potatoes into any shape you prefer, but for this segment, we will be dicing them. After you finish dicing the potatoes, mix them into the pan. The advantages of GMO potatoes is that the cost of production is decreased since the potatoes are modified to withstand harsh conditions and pests. This means less time and money is needed to protect the potatoes. However, disadvantages include the increased chance of antibiotic resistance in humans and may contain allergens and toxins and can possibly cause other health issues.
Finally, we will add the rice in. Make sure the rice is pre-cooked before you add it in, and if it's too hard, then add some water. GM rice, aka golden rice, can possibly help combat malnutrition since it is enriched with beta-carotene that converts to vitamin A when eaten, and many parts in Asia suffer from lack of vitamin A. GM rice can also potentially improve the economy by decreasing the number of disease and mortality incidents due to vitamin A deficiency. GM rice also poses no apparent substantial environmental risks so far. However, GM rice can be used as a means of corruption because golden rice can be used as a way for private companies to get a hold of money and misuse it. Also, the health benefits of golden rice are not as beneficial in vitamin A deficiency curing as they have been made out to be.
Finally, distribute soy sauce evenly throughout the pan until you have reached your desired color. Also, add salt until you reach your desired flavor. Soy sauce, which is made out of soybeans, is also an FDA-approved GMO. Only FDA-approved GMOs are allowed to be sold to help regulate the creation, production, and distribution of GMOs.
After the fried rice is completely cooked, feel free to add green onion as garnish on top of it.
After watching today's segment featuring GMOs, let us know your opinion about these genetically modified organisms. on the discussion board, which will be featured on It's Learning.
Join us next week where we'll be discussing the ethics of eating cloned meat.
Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week on BioChef.
A public service announcement to all you viewers. While GMOs have been helpful in feeding the world population, there are also some ethical concerns. GMO crops have been made to be herbicide resistant and to produce their own pest repellents. However, this can cause farmers to use more herbicides when killing their crops, and this can harm surrounding plants and animals, and also pollute water sources when runoff occurs. Another concern is that humans who are allergic to one thing can suddenly become allergic to another thing due to the transfer of genes between different crops. Another concern is that we do not know what the long-term effects of GMOs will be. However, GMOs have helped to feed the growing population of this world and will continue doing so in the future.